Hello everybody. Today I want to talk about the Lego Game Boy that they recreated. This brings back a lot of memories. So this was released in 1989. So for me, that was right around middle school. And the really cool thing about this is you basically revolutionized everything about video games when I was a kid. So prior to these, the only thing they had were these little tiny handheld systems, and they were like little red dots, and they would go up and down and across in a way like for a football game or a tennis game or pong game. But that was it, and they would make little noise like beep beep boop 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 boop, boop like that's it. So then when this thing came out, it took the stuff that we had on the big screen, which was really little back then, but and allowed us to take it portable. So they did a really good job. Some of the things I want to show you though is here I have my actual Game Boy. So this was the Game Boy that I had. So you can kind of see them right next to each other. They did a pretty fantastic job of making it look exactly like how it was. I think one of the things, the only thing that really kind of gives it away is the weight. This is very light compared to the way that this was. And you can see the first little thing, the screen that they have where it kind of goes up and down. That's basically, you can see how it scrolls down. So it's doing that first portion of it. And then you got Super Mario Land, where you can just go into it. And then it's got the anyways, okay, so this is Super Mario Land. One of the things I wanted to show you on this one was, so here we've got the cartridge. It kind of fits in the back. So these two are not compatible. I mean, they're pretty good, but I just kind of wanted to see, like, will this cartridge fit in here? No, it won't reach in from here. And then will this cartridge fit in here? No, it's this one. So it's a little bit, this way it doesn't fit, and this one is like this, the thickness is too thick for here, and this one it's too thin. But if you wanted to take a look, here are the cartridges side by side. So they did a really good job of mimicking, it's the exact same image. I mean, it's a little bit scaled down, but they say everything, and they got the little image, made in Japan, the logo, the Game Boy, everything from within here. So I just kind of wanted to show the difference between those two. And next we also have the Zelda version, right? So they did a Zelda version on this one, and then put Zelda right here. So again, we got them side by side. This one, I feel like the font on it is a little bit too dark, and then the gold is not, like, it just doesn't have that same feel, and it's kind of like condensed and fed up, and the shield is too big. This is a little bit different compared to the Super Mario one. I mean, I think they tried, but it's just, it doesn't hit the same crispness as the old one did. So it's a little bit off on there. So I just wanted to show the differences between that. So then also going through what you're looking at, so they did the back, they put the serial codes, and they put the battery back, and over here on this side you have this is your volume control. Everything says that this was right here, in case people didn't know, this is how you used to connect 2 different Game Boys. So you put the cable next to it, and you would run it across to another cable, and then as long as you had 2 Game Boys with the same game, like in Tetris, and they supported 2 players, you could battle each other with that. So that was one of the things that I used to do with it. And then also on this side, this is when you turn it on, the thing is it adjusts the contrast of it, so it makes it a little bit easier to see when you're doing this. So that's what that button does. And then you have the headphones. Sorry, that's the power. And then you got the headphones, and you're going through the different things from there. I really enjoyed this system. It was funny though, because I remember so many people, at least in my grade, I was pretty much the only one playing this, from what I remember in the start of the 7th grade, because I remember there were so many kids that were just like, "You're still playing with video games? What are you doing playing with video games?" But then when they saw it, they thought, "Oh, that's pretty cool." I had no idea that video games were that good. But really, it wasn't a huge following from what I remember. I mean, I know it did really well, but like school-wise, I was like the only kid in a middle school of like 2,000 kids that I saw playing with it, from that perspective. And then the video games, I really enjoyed them because at the time they were like $20 a pop, so I would be able to just go in every so often, and I got myself a huge collection, somewhere around like 20 games, almost to the point to where my parents were like, you know, like, where are you getting all this money? Where, like, because they discovered my games and they had no idea, and they're like, "What are you doing? Like, we're not paying for this, and how are you getting this?" And what I was doing is I was going to the liquor store, and I was buying a bunch of like candy. And at the time it was like, you can get like a little thing of Now Laters, like a little tiny one like that, for like 5 cents, and I would sell them for like 25 cents a pop to every kid. And then just over time, eventually I was making my money, and then I would, like, over the course of 2 years, I kept buying my video games, and so it's just a really good memories of this system. So it was just kind of really neat that they did this. But I just want to kind of show the side-by-side perspective of how it is. So that is the 2 Game Boys side by side, and again, here are the 2 games side by side. So you get kind of a good idea of how everything is supposed to be. Alright, thanks.